Number 1. First, the speaker thanked the people for calling Starlight Cinemas in for line, and she introduced that day they were showing the thrilling action drama Lost in the Storm. Next, she said they had shows that day at 1, 3, 5 and 7:30 p.m. and all shows before 5 o'clock were half price. Cold drinks, hot popcorn and other snacks were available for sales in the lobby. And finally, she reminded, don't bring outside food into the theater. Number 12. First, the speaker announced the president met that morning with his advisors following a speech he made to representatives of the National Teachers Union. Next, he said after that the president had given his weekly press conference during which he outlined his plans for stimulating the economy. And finally, he said the president left that evening for a tour of the West Coast, where he could view areas damaged by the recent storms. Number 13. The speaker was sorry the people about the fact that the number they had called was no longer in service, so she suggested hanging up and checking the telephone directory to make sure they had dialed the correct number. Next, she suggested calling the operator if they need further assistance. And finally, she suggested hanging up and calling 656-4900 Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 if they would like to order a current telephone directory. Number 14. First, the speaker announced the museum would close in the 50 minutes, so he suggested retrieving all bags and calls from the code check room then. Next, he said they would reopen the day after morning at 9 a.m. And he reminded to pick up a special exhibit schedule on their way out. Finally, he hoped the people enjoyed their visit that day and that they would return to see their exhibits again soon. Number 15. First, the speaker announced they still had some tickets available for Saturday afternoon soccer game, and transportation on the company bus could be provided for those who wish it. Next, he suggested sending an email message to Mr. Kim in the Human Resources Office before 5 o'clock if they were interested in attending a game, and letting Mr. Kim know how many tickets they would need and whether or not they planned to ride company bus. And finally, he reminded tickets and bus ride were free. Number 16. The speaker commented ordering by phone was easy for first-time customers and it would save them money too. Next, she said after they had chosen the items they wished to purchase from the catalog, they should dial their toll-free number and press 1 for the special first-time customer line. And after that, she said a customer service representative could guide them through the ordering process. And finally, she reminded to have their credit card handy when they called. Number 70. The speaker thanked the people for attending that day's workshop. He introduced they would honored to have with them Professor Martin Tooth, chairman of the Palatial Science Department at National University. Next, she said, Professor Tooth, an expert in electropolitics and author of several books on the subject, and will let them in a discussion of the current political climate and the implications for the upcoming elections. Number 8. The speaker thanked all the people for coming out that night, and they had a wonderful program for them. Next, she introduced Dr. James' lecture on Italian art, which would be accompanied by a fascinating slideshow. Will be preceded by a brief musical performance. After that, she said, students from the City School of Music would perform a piece by Vivaldi, and finally, she announced following the lecture there would be a question and answer session. Number 19. First, the speaker announced traffic on the Harbor Bridge was backed off that morning due to an accident. Next, he said, icy road conditions resulting from last night's snowstorm caused a bus to hit a truck, and the icy roads have affected traffic all over the area. Cars were moving slowly on most major routes into the city, and buses were running behind a schedule. Finally, he reminded to allow their self extra time for getting to work that morning and be careful out there. Number 20. The speaker reminded customers were asked not to park in the lot next door, because that lot belonged to Joe's restaurant. So their car could be towed if they parked there. Next, she said, if street parking, she suggested parking in the lot behind the ABC supermarket if the street parking lot was not available. Finally, she said, leave the area by the front door free for delivery vehicles, and she thanked the customer for that. Thank you for your watching.